It's day 56 of our Bible reading plan, and today we're reading Exodus chapter 25, Job chapter 11, Job chapter 12, Mark chapter 1, verse 21 to verse 39, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 25 to verse 31, and Psalms chapter 56. So we start with Exodus chapter 25, and we're reading from the Berean Standard Bible. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites to bring me an offering. You are to receive my offering from every man whose heart compels him. This is the offering you are to accept from them: gold, silver and bronze, blue, purple and scarlet yarn, fine linen and goat hair, ram skins dyed red and fine leather, acacia wood, olive oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil and for the fragrant incense, and onyx stones and gemstones to be mounted on the ephod and breastpiece. And they are to make a sanctuary for me, so that I may dwell among them. You must make the tabernacle and design all its furnishings according to the pattern I show you. And they are to construct an ark of acacia wood, 2.5 cubits long, a cubit and a half wide, and a cubit and a half high. Overlay it with pure gold, both inside and out, and make a gold molding around it. Cast 4 rings for it and fasten them to its 4 feet, 2 rings on one side and 2 on the other, and make poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold. Insert the poles into the rings on the sides of the ark in order to carry it. The poles are to remain in the rings of the ark. They must not be removed. And place inside the ark of the testimony which I will give you. And you are to construct a mercy seat of pure gold, 2.5 cubits long and a cubit and a half wide. Make 2 cherubim of armored gold at the ends of the mercy seat, 1 cherub on one end and 1 on the other, all made from 1 piece of gold. And the cherubim are to have wings that spread upward, overshadowing the mercy seat. The cherubim are to face each other, looking toward the mercy seat. Set the mercy seat atop the ark, and put the testimony that I will give you into the ark. And I will meet with you there above the mercy seat, between the 2 cherubim that are over the ark of the testimony. I will speak with you about all that I command you regarding the Israelites. You are also to make a table of acacia wood, 2 cubits long, a cubit wide, and a cubit and a half high. Overlay it with pure gold and make a gold molding around it, and make a rim around it, a handbreadth wide, and put a gold molding on the rim. Make 4 gold rings for the table and fasten them to the 4 corners at its 4 legs. The rings are to be close to the rim to serve as holders for the poles used to carry the table. Make the poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold, so that the table may be carried with them. You are also to make the plates and dishes, as well as the pitchers and bowls for pouring drink offerings. Make them out of pure gold, and place the bread of the presence on the table before me at all times. Then you are to make a lampstand of pure armored gold. It shall be made of 1 piece, including its base and shaft, its caps, and its buds and petals. 6 branches are to extend from the sides of the lampstand, 3 on one side and 3 on the other. There are to be 3 cups shaped like almond blossoms on the first branch, each with buds and petals, 3 on the next branch, and the same for all 6 branches that extend from the lampstand. And on the lampstand there shall be 4 cups shaped like almond blossoms with buds and petals. For the 6 branches that extend from the lampstand, a bud must be under the first pair of branches, a bud under the second pair, and a bud under the third pair. The buds and branches are to be all of 1 piece with the lampstand, hammered out of pure gold. Make 7 lamps and set them on the lampstand, so that they illuminate the area in front of it. The wick trimmers and their trays must be of pure gold. The lampstand and all these utensils shall be made from a talent of pure gold. See to it that you make everything according to the pattern shown you on the mountain. The next passage we're reading is Job chapter 11. Then Zophar the Naamathite replied, should this stream of words go unanswered, and such a speaker be vindicated? Should your babbling put others to silence? Will you scoff without rebuke? You have said, my doctrine is sound, and I am pure in your sight. But if only God would speak and open his lips against you, and disclose to you the secrets of wisdom. For true wisdom has two sides. Know then that God exacts from you less than your iniquity deserves. Can you fathom the deep things of God, or discover the limits of the Almighty? They are higher than the heavens. What can you do? They are deeper than Sheol. What can you know? Their measure is longer than the earth and wider than the sea. If he comes along to imprison you or convenes a court, who can stop him? Surely he knows the deceit of men. If he sees iniquity, does he not take note? But a witless man can no more become wise than the colt of a wild donkey can be born a man. As for you, if you direct your heart and lift up your hands to him, if you put away the iniquity in your hand and allow no injustice to dwell in your tent, then indeed you will lift up your face without shame. You will stand firm and unafraid, for you will forget your misery, recalling it only as waters gone by. Your life will be brighter than noonday. Its darkness will be like the morning. You will be secure because there is hope, and you will look around and lie down in safety. You will lie down without fear, and many will court your favor, but the eyes of the wicked will fail, and escape will elude them. They will hope for their last breath. Now we're reading Job chapter 12. Then Job answered, truly then, you are the people with whom wisdom itself will die. But I also have a mind. I am not inferior to you. Who does not know such things as these? I am a laughing stock to my friends. Though I called on God, and he answered, the righteous and upright man is a laughing stock. The one at ease scorns misfortune, as the fate of those whose feet are sleeping. The tents of robbers are safe, and those who provoke God are secure. Those who carry their God in their hands. But ask the animals, and they will instruct you. Ask the birds of the air, and they will tell you, or speak to the earth, and it will teach you. Let the fish of the sea inform you. Which of all these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? The life of every living thing is in his hand, as well as the breath of all mankind. Does not the hair taste words, as the tongue tastes food? Wisdom is found with the elderly, and understanding comes with long life. Wisdom and strength belong to God. Counsel and understanding are his. What he tears down cannot be rebuilt. The man he imprisons cannot be released. If he holds back the waters, they dry up. And if he releases them, they overwhelm the land. True wisdom and power belong to him. The deceived and the deceiver are his. He lifts counselors away barefoot and makes fools of judges. He loosens the bonds placed by kings and fastens a belt around their waists. He leads priests away barefoot and overthrows the established. He deprives the trusted of speech and takes away the discernment of elders. He pours out contempt on nobles and disarms the mighty. He reveals the deep things of darkness and brings deep shadows into light. He makes nations great and destroys them. He enlarges nations, then disperses them. He deprives the earth's leaders of reason and makes them wander in a trackless wasteland. They grope in the darkness without light. He makes them stagger like drunkards. Our next reading is Mark chapter 1, verse 21 to verse 39. Then Jesus and his companions went to Capernaum, and right away Jesus entered the synagogue on the Sabbath and began to teach. The people were astonished at his teaching, because he taught as one who had authority and not as the scribes. Suddenly, a man with an unclean spirit cried out in the synagogue, "What do you want with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God. But Jesus rebuked the spirit. Be silent, he said. Come out of him. At this, the unclean spirit threw the man into convulsions and came out with a loud shriek. All the people were amazed and began to ask one another, what is this? A new teaching with authority. He commands even the unclean spirits and they obey him. And the news about Jesus spread quickly through the whole region of Galilee. As soon as Jesus and his companions had left the synagogue, they went with James and John to the home of Simon and Andrew. Simon's mother-in-law was sick in bed with a fever, and they promptly told Jesus about her. So he went to her, took her by the hand, and helped her up. The fever left her, and she began to serve them. That evening, after sunset, people brought to Jesus all who were sick and demon-possessed, and the whole town gathered at the door. And he healed many who were ill with various diseases and drove out many demons. But he would not allow the demons to speak because they knew who he was. Early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up and slipped out to a solitary place to pray. Simon and his companions went to look for him, and when they found him, they said, everyone is looking for you. But Jesus answered, let us go on to the neighboring towns, so I can preach there as well, for that is why I have come. So he went throughout Galilee, preaching in their synagogues and driving out demons. Now we're going to read 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 25 to verse 31. Now, about virgins, I have no command from the Lord, but I give a judgment as one who by the Lord's mercy is trustworthy. Because of the present crisis, I think it is good for a man to remain as he is. Are you committed to a wife? Do not seek to be released. Are you free of commitment? Do not look for a wife. But if you do marry, you have not sinned. And if a virgin marries, she has not sinned. But those who marry will face troubles in this life, and I want to spare you these. What I am saying, brothers, is that the time is short. From now on, those who have wives should live as if they had none. Those who weep as if they did not. Those who are joyful as if they were not. Those who make a purchase as if they had nothing, and those who use the things of this world as if not dependent on them, for this world in its present form is passing away. Our next reading is from Psalms chapter 56, and that is the last reading for today. Be merciful to me, O God, for men are hounding me. All day they press their attack. My enemies pursue me all day long, for many proudly assail me. When I am afraid, I put my trust in you. In God, whose word I praise, in God I trust. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? All day long they twist my words. All their thoughts are on my demise. They conspire, they lurk, they watch my steps while they wait to take my life. In spite of such sin, will they escape? In your anger, O God, cast down the nations. You have taken account of my wanderings. Put my tears in your bottle. Are they not in your book? Then my enemies will retreat on the day I cry for help. By this I will know that God is on my side. In God, whose word I praise. In the Lord, whose word I praise. In God I trust. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Your vows are upon me, O God. I will render thank offerings to you. For you have delivered my soul from death and my feet from stumbling, that I may walk before God in the light of life. May the Lord bless the reading and hearing of his word.